Hello, crafty friends, and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy day 25 of Holi-Vlog. Um, I have my Christmas tree. Christmas tree event. I think Grogu wore this last year. I just uncovered it the other day and I was like, "Oh, missed opportunity." But here we are, day 25, Christmas Day, with the Christmas tree hat on. How are you all? I hope you're having the best holiday that's available to you. I just realized I might be a little quiet, so let me scoot back in here. You won't be able to get the full effect of the hat, but that is okay. Um, Luna has just appeared in the room. I haven't seen her since first thing this morning, and she's creeping in here, so she might join us any second. Anyway, how are you? I'm drinking the cup full of Christmas, cup of Christmas, Christmas in a cup, whatever flavor that was. It doesn't taste especially like anything. I had the eggnog flavored one earlier today because it's about middle of the afternoon now. The day has really gotten away from me. It is Christmas Eve as I'm recording this. It's Christmas Day when you'll be seeing this, but the day has gotten away from me. So it's my second cup of coffee. I still haven't had any food today because that's the kind of day. And here she comes. Here she comes. They know it. Like, she started coming in here before I even started talking, so it's not even just that I'm talking suddenly, it's that I hit the record button. You could hear the record button, couldn't you, Miss Ma'am? So we do have a few things to open today. We have a little bit of chocolate to eat. We have a couple of things going on. I was gonna talk about my Pipsticks planner, but I forgot to bring it in here, so I'll talk about it another time. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's that's what we're here for. My brain would probably be a little bit more together if I had had any food to eat today, but yeah, I needed to go ahead and get this recorded because the day is getting away from me. I have other things I need to get done today. Dinner with friends tonight, so all the things happening. And there she goes. They really, for whatever reason, feel the need to walk between the monitor and the everything that I have a whole bunch of stuff right here. The monitor is right there, and then there's just all these things, printers and laptop and all this kind of stuff. And there's no room for them to walk, but all three of them really insist on walking through there for some reason. Cats. What can you do? All we can do is live with them. Okay, so let's see. We are now. I'm going to go ahead and have both of the Hanukkah candies today because I probably won't do a video for tomorrow. So tomorrow, the 26th, is Boxing Day. Let me see what other holidays and observances we have today, because that's a thing that we do that I can't seem to remember very well. But let's see. There are some other than Christmas. There are things going on other than Christmas, believe it or not. It's also National Pumpkin Pie Day. I don't generally do pumpkin pie around this time of the year. That's a November thing for me, but whatevs. December 26th, as I said, is Boxing Day. It's also National Candy Cane Day, National Thank You Note Day, which makes sense the day after Christmas. When you get presents, you send notes to everybody. December 27th is Make Cutout Snowflakes Day, National Fruitcake Day, Visit the Zoo Day. And then the 28th is Card Playing Day. That's not bad. National Call a Friend Day, National Chocolate Candy Day. The 29th is International Cello Day. Well, we had a violin day, so I guess it makes sense to have a cello day. December 30th, National Resolution Planning Day. No. We don't do resolutions in this household. We set intentions. Yeah, we don't do resolutions. That's just, I think those are, I don't know. There's something wonky about resolutions because there's this whole like guilt and shame thing that's tied into that. We're not even going to get into it right now, but I just don't do resolutions. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of stuff tied into that, but I just don't do resolutions. I set intentions. I think about the things that I want for myself in the new year, the things that I feel like I missed out on in the past year, like the things that I didn't do as much of as I had hoped I would, or the things that I've discovered I wished I had done, you know, that kind of stuff. Things that I enjoyed that I want to do more of. I think of that kind of stuff, and then I kind of set an intention to work those in the future. So I don't do resolutions, and I don't do stuff that's based around like I'm gonna around dieting and things like that, because it's just not. You know, I work on keeping things positive and working towards body neutrality and things like that, and so it's much more about, you know, I want to nourish my body in the new year. I want to nourish my body in a healthy way in the new year. I want to nourish my mind, you know, these kinds of things. So yeah, I'm not about resolutions, but if that's your thing, I'm not going to yuck your yum. So if that's your thing, have at it. December 30th is the day that you do that. December 31st, make up your mind day. That is not a day for me. National Champagne Day, and it's also New Year's Eve. December 31st is New Year's Eve. We actually have New Year's plans. We're supposed to go over to a friend's house and play games for New Year's, which sounds fantastic to me. And then, oh, actually, December 26th, in addition to being Boxing Day, is the beginning of Kwanzaa as well. So Kwanzaa runs December 26th to January 1st. And yeah, that's all the observances for the rest of the year. Or at least according to this particular website, for the rest of the year. So yeah, we have Kwanzaa that starts tomorrow. We have, excuse me, all the other random things, and Boxing Day is tomorrow as well. So that's what's going on. We are here, I think last night was the 7th night of Hanukkah. Now I'm really, my brain is... Okay, so December 18th, the night of December 18th was the first night of Hanukkah. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Right? Yeah. So Christmas Day, when you're seeing this, is the last night of Hanukkah. So yeah, I will go ahead and eat the last 2 chocolates, because by the time you see this, it will have been the last night of Hanukkah. Or at least it will be the day of the last night of Hanukkah. I think I'm doing my math correctly. So yeah. But yeah. So should we get into it? We have 3 skeins, full skeins of yarn to open. We have the last day of the Evertote Roxy Floss Co. Modern Folk Embroidery box to open, and yeah. So we do have a few things to enjoy and be excited about, and then. During the day, I'll be going to see movies with my brother. It looks like there are 3 movies to see. There are, I think, 5 movies in the theater right now. And a couple of them I've either already seen or don't care to see. So the 3 movies on the list, we'll probably go see all 3 of them, because I think we can see them in pretty much any order and still see all 3 of them, are the new Avatar, Way of Water, the new Puss in Boots that I think comes out tomorrow, or just came out on Friday, and then my brother wants to see Violent Night. I'm not that into it, honestly. It looks like what it looks like to me, and this is some people's jam, it's not my jam. What it looks like to me is Home Alone, except if Kevin were an older angry man, I shouldn't say old, older angry man instead of a little kid. So it's just going to be lots of random violence and things from this guy who I think is supposed to be Santa. It's not generally what I'm into, but there's only 3 movies to go see, and yeah, so I'd be down for just seeing Puss in Boots and Avatar, but my brother already said he was interested in Violent Night, so as long as Adam is not completely sad that we're going to go see it without him, then we will probably see all 3 of those movies tomorrow. But it wouldn't break my heart if we didn't see Violent Night, because my brother thinks it's going to be good, or at least it'll be not good from like a critical perspective, but good from like an enjoyment perspective. But it's not the kind of movie that I typically enjoy. I don't like movies that are just about blowing things up and hurting people. It's just not my thing. I like a story. I like there to be a story, especially this time of year. I like it to be a meaningful story. One of my favorite, and And it's not a happy movie. It is, but it isn't. One of my favorite movies that we saw on Christmas in a past year was actually Collateral Beauty, which is a beautiful, beautiful film. It is not an easy film to watch if you are experiencing or have experienced a loss. Um, it can be really, really, I mean, I think it just is really, really difficult to watch because that's the main theme of the story is that the main character is dealing with a significant loss and is struggling. And so it's a hard, it can be a really hard emotionally difficult movie to watch, but it is also beautiful. And I think it, in the end, is hopeful. And so, um, when we saw it in the theater, it was definitely like it was like a three tissue box movie. It was hard. It was difficult, but it can also be really cathartic to see movies like that. And I like a really deep, meaningful movie this time of year. I can also go with like the kids silly, animated movies and stuff like that this time of year. But I like something that has a little bit of heart, a little bit of soul. It doesn't have to be a three tissue box movie, but I like something a little deeper. So we'll see. I might see if we can watch Violet Night first and get it out of the way and kind of watch them in the order that I think is gonna like in the order of how well I think I will like them. So Violet Night first, Puss in Boots second, Way of Water third. We'll see if we can we'll see if we can get it. What I've heard from about the Way of Water is that it is just as good, maybe it's on level with the first movie, but some people are saying that it doesn't have much of a story. It's Fern Gully in space or whatever. Fine, that's fine. My thing about Avatar is that it was never about the story. I mean, I connect with the story because it's sort of the indigenous people versus the interlopers, and it's that what has become an age-old story because it's something we keep doing over and over again, isn't it? We meaning the white folks, the colonizers, and that sort of thing. So it's a very it's not a new story. It's something that we're very, very used to. And I connect with that story because I feel for the indigenous people in those stories, for the forest that's being cut down by the lumber companies, and for the indigenous peoples being driven out of their homes. And, it's something that is very, hits me very hard. It's a message that's important to continue telling because it's something that keeps happening. So there is that, but I'm not here for the story. I'm here for the graphics. I'm here for the cinematography, for the surreal fantasy creatures that have been created in this world that has been created, and seeing all of that unfold. That's what I'm here for. So as long as there's lots of that, which how could there not be? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I've been very, very excited about this movie for a long time. I'm excited that my brother and I are going to get to see it together. I wasn't sure that we would get to see it in the theater. So yeah. So all of that. Let's have some chocolate. I'm talking a lot, aren't I? Anyway, I don't have a lot to show you today, so I guess I'm just going to talk. So let's see. This is our 7th candle for Hanukkah. And I can't just flip this over to pull it out because it will shake the other candy loose. Okay, so here is the chocolate. This is Art Nouveau. Ganache with a hint of hazelnut paste. Interesting. Okay. It's quite squishy. My hands smell like lotion for some reason. I have not put any lotion on my skin today. That's why I'm confused. That's pretty good. Okay, and our last box. So this is the last piece. Caramel Mignon. Okay, let me finish chewing this piece and then we'll try the next one. As soon as I can find the pause button. Okay, so now we have our, what did I call this? My nose is running. It's very cold here. Caramel mignon. So it's caramel. Which looks like a caramel. It's pretty good. Okay. So that is our whole menorah. And again, happy Hanukkah to those of you who are celebrating and observing. I hope you are having a fantastic Festival of Lights. It's interesting how the timing worked out this year. Hanukkah and Christmas don't always overlap quite that much. So, anyway, yum. I'm a little sad that I don't have candy to eat every day now. Okay, so what do I have to open? Well, actually, I just remembered that I was going to show you all of the Advents. Now that we have them all together, I can show you all the things. So, let's open first, and then we'll talk about all the other Advents. Let me finish this piece of chocolate. Okay, so, we're going to open this last, because that's how we've been doing things. And I have all the skeins, the full skeins in here. I just have to remember which ones are which, because I just realized now. Oh, we also have one last day of the stationery, which feels suspiciously like a washi tape. Yeah, so I don't remember. Okay, so that's probably Pineapple Co. Pineapple Yarn Co. Okay, and that's Lofty Loops. Thankfully, I remember the labels, even though I don't remember which package was which. So we have those two, and we also have Ruby and Roses. So that's what we have. And actually, I said we'll look at all the Advents after the fact, but realistically, what we're going to do is kind of look at everything all together as we go through. So let's just get on with it. So here's my last day. I accidentally opened day 12 first because I don't understand how things work. So this is actually day 11 because we got all off count, but it's okay. It's okay. So this is going to be a washi tape. I'm going to try not to throw it at you. Oh, that looks cute. So this is, I forget whether we got one like this because the washies are up there. Okay, so this is a little bit different. The first washi we got was all the littles in the different costumes, like the pajamas, with the different foods. This is just a little with all the different foods. So there's like eggs and bacon and all the different things. It doesn't want to focus. Probably because I'm too close. So there is that washi tape. So that was a lot of washi tape. So that's, I think, 6 washi tapes for the whole box. It's a lot. It's a lot of washi tape. And I do have my washi stand. Oh, I can reach it. Okay. So here is the washi stand that came with the box. So that's really cute. At least the washi tapes fit on the washi stand. I'm still salty that the stickers don't fit in the sticker book. That bothers me. I just don't understand. Why can't we make the things fit with each other? I also have this extra washi tape that I have been keeping at my desk to use for random things. So there's the washi holder with all of the washi tapes. Aren't they cute? Aren't they cute? This washi holder is adorable too. Oh, it's a little dinosaur egg yolk. I didn't recognize what that was. It just looked like an egg yolk blob to me. But I think it's like a little dinosaur. And then there's little as an egg yolk. So yes, it's very cute. Very, very cute. And it's sort of reasonably within arm's reach. Sort of, kind of. I have too much stuff everywhere. This is making my head itch. I have too much stuff everywhere. So, I just have too much stuff. Too many things. Okay, so we'll start with, and of course I don't have these in the order that I need them. So actually we'll go kind of all over the place with these. We're not going to do the yarns in the same order. Let's start with Lofty Loop. So let's look at the this is the full advent. I have ordered a box for these to go in, but in the meantime, since this was my favorite fade, or my favorite advent, my favorite fade, I decided to just leave these out on the string. So this is what the full advent looks like. And as you can see, we started on this end with those really light pale blues, working up to darker blues into purples. And then we did some orange and yellow. They're kind of like, let me see if I can separate these a little bit. There we go. So you can see the orange, the like sort of pinks or mauve into the yellows, into these fabulous greens, and then back into these, back into this darkest blue here, so that this actually would go all the way around, and you could start, you could start at any point and really go all the way around. So that is what the full set looks like, which is pretty fabulous, I think. It's really gorgeous. I love it. I love it so much. So that is the full Lofty Loops Advent plus the full skein. So let's see what the full skein looks like. Ooh, that's not what I expected. Okay. So here's the full skein. It looks really light on camera. It's actually, the base is a little pinkier in person than it is. Just like the faintest kind of blush. So we have some gray kind of mixed in there as well. The subtlety of it is kind of missing on camera, but it's really pretty. So it's got pretty much all the colors that we saw in the Advent, which makes sense. So we've got some greens through here and some blues. We got the red and pink and mauve and grays and all the things. So it's really pretty. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but that's not quite what I was expecting. So yeah. This is called Frosted Rose Advent 2022. So that's the full skein for Lofty Loops. It's very pretty. Now let's look at what's going to be easiest. Ruby and Roses is the easiest to access next. So let's look at, and this one barely fits in the box that I bought. I'll try to remember to link you to these boxes from Amazon because I love them. I think they're fabulous. So we started, where is that's the end. Okay. So this is the side, yeah, this is the side that we started on. So we started with this green over here, this fabulous green, and we moved through and we had this really light, these two are fabulous, into some pinks, some sort of like salmony pinks, into reds, and then we did these really dark skeins, which were gorgeous, into some blues. And then we took the blues into the lighter blues, into some greens, which I thought we were going to hit that green that we started with, but we didn't. We went into these really dark, luscious purples, and then these pinks, and ended with that really nice kind of magenta pink there. So that's how the Ruby and Roses Advent went. Let me... I have not set this up to show well on camera. Okay. Trying not to knock everything over in the process. I'm just setting up Pineapple Coast so that we can get to it. So here is the full skein that goes with the Ruby and Roses Advent. Ooh. That's kind, I think I kind of expected this sort of color. Ooh. Okay, it's a little bit different than I expected. It's gotten kind of squished. It's a little squished. It's okay. It'll plump back up. But wow. Look at that. I like that a lot. But this is sort of indicative of some of my favorite of her colorways, where we have this sort of like neutral base with all these different speckles, all different colors. So that's really nice. I don't know if she's named this. Twinkling Lights on her soft rose base. So yeah, so there is our full skein for Ruby and Roses, which is really beautiful. What did I, okay, I just set that over there. Yeah, okay. So now let's move on to Pineapple Coast. This one we started with these pinks. Okay. So let me hold this up. So we started with this like purpley pink over here, and we moved into some cool pinks and then some really warm pinks with these red and brown accents. And then we went into some sort of like dreamsicle orangey kind of colors, into these yellows with the dark yellow and kind of tan and everything. And then we ended up blending back into that sort of purple pink, which I thought was really cool. I'm trying to keep it from reflecting the light too much. But this is another one that could definitely be kind of an infinity fade, and I'm here for it. I love this whole set. So it's a lot of pink. You can see it's pink and purple and yellow. I'm not sure what I will make with it, but something like really sunny and summery is kind of what that feels like. So that's what the whole advent looks like. Now let's open up the full skein. Oh. Oh. This doesn't go with this one. I don't think I got a full skein for, yeah, I didn't get a full skein for Pineapple Co. Go Team Jessie. Okay. I got completely discombobulated. So that... I was like, this really doesn't go with this set, because it really doesn't go with the set. So the full skein I got goes with this set, which makes so much more sense. So this is Asylum Fibers. Thank goodness for yarn tags, because wow. So yes, this is quite lovely for the set that it goes with, because it's that really moody dark gray with the pink with the purple and the blue. It's got some really, and we have some of that red and brown in there. So again, this is kind of pulling all the colors that we saw in the advent. So that together, that makes a lot of sense. That's really gorgeous. Go Team Jessie. One day I will have all of my stuff organized and together, and today is not that day. But it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's fantastic. This would be a really awful full skein for the Pineapple Coast, but it is a beautiful, beautiful skein for Upward. What's interesting to me is that the fade is called Upward 2022, but these are really some dark, somber colors, don't you think? I almost feel like the colors and the mood and the vibe are kind of the opposite of what the fade is called. So it's interesting to me that she's calling it Upward, unless part of it is that we're going from like earthier tones through to like more like sky tones, maybe I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if I want to say her name is Stephanie at Asylum Fibers. I'm gonna have to see if she's talked about her inspiration for this and why she called it Upward, because I'm curious to know what was going on with that. So yeah, that was that is pretty on brand for me. Jessie, do you know what things go with what? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, but it's okay. It is okay. It's good either way. So that is really, really beautiful. Let me say, let's talk about, before we get into the last little opening, let's talk about the rest of the advents. So here is Firefox. If I can hold it so that you can actually see the colors. This one's hard to see. Actually, this one, I'll go ahead and take this one out, because this is not, because of how like compact and because it doesn't have as much loft as some of the other yarns. These yarns actually go into the box really, really easily. So it's a little bit of a struggle. This is really itching my head. It's a little bit of a struggle to get some of the other ones back in the box once you take them out. But this one, and because the colors are so difficult, this is really, wow, look at that. Look at that. So this is a really gorgeous kind of dark, moody rainbow. We started with these, with the greens. We had some warm greens to begin with, and moved into these darker teals, and then the dark, dark blue, moving into grays, and then purples over here. That's where I'm trying to go. So these grays and purples here. And then we moved into the reds. If I can get them to lay correctly so that you can see them. Okay, there we go. There we go. So then we moved into those really deep, rich reds into the browns, and we had a lot of different browns, and then these golden, warm browns on the end. Really, really fantastic. It's a really fabulous fade, and I might, I've been watching Allison at Lofty Loops. Let me see. Okay. I've been watching her Vlogmas, and she has been knitting a pattern called Bated Breath, I believe, using this advent, the Fiber Fox advent, and it's really gorgeous. It's a shawl that has sort of a chevron pointed kind of motif going on, and you actually start it at one of the corners, so it's like very V and pointy coming off, and it looks really gorgeous in those greens. I will say Allison she got a different yarn base than I did, so her colors aren't quite as dark. Her colors are a little bit less moody, because I got a yak base, I believe, if I remember correctly. Which is, everything turns out just a little bit sort of darker and deeper on this yak base than it does on some other wool bases. Sorry, I thought this was going to go back in easy, and I'm struggling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Oh, that's why, because that doesn't need to sit there. Okay. There we go. Get that. Because it's very important to me that it looks pretty sitting in the box. Because this is how I am. Though part of it is like a Marie Kondo thing, right? So these are things that I get a lot of joy out. I really enjoy them. So I'm trying to find a way to display them that lets me enjoy that. That lets me enjoy them and see them. And the whole point is that I love the colors. The colors are fantastic. So I want them to be nice and neat in the box so that I can look at them whenever I want to. It's part of the reason for these really clear boxes, because you can, not that end, but you can see all the colors. You can see all the colors at one time, and you can flip it all around and look at all the colors. I really like it quite a bit. And so now let's look at, this is, these are all the yarns from Knutedern. So we started with these super bright pinks. I decided to go ahead and keep it in just full rainbow order instead of separating out the different rainbows. I may change that up later, but I just kind of wanted to see all the colors together. So we had the pinks, and then we went into these oranges, and then the yellows, and then we had these greens into the blues and the purples. So now, now that I understand, and I went looking at her Instagram for an explanation. I don't know where Heike learned this. I don't know if she has, if there's a Knutedern podcast or something. I don't know where Heike learned that there's supposed to be 4 different rainbows. I don't know where that information is stored, like who said that, where it said. But now that I understand that it's 4 different rainbows, these tags make so much more sense to me. So these are tags to put around the mini skein sets for each different rainbow, because there's 4 tags, 4 rainbows. It makes so much more sense now. But having any of that information actually in the box would have been fantastic. So, but this is what the rainbows look like together. I ran out of the super clear boxes, so I'm using these other boxes that I was checking out, which worked well enough for these, especially because these were these again were less lofty than some of the other yarns that I had, so they fit better in these boxes. I may be using these sooner than I use some of the other ones, so I'm not as worried about having them in the smaller boxes. And then lastly we have, and I think we started on the side. Okay, so lastly we have the Castle View yarn mermaids. So we started with these pinks, and we moved into these blues. I love how much purple and blue there is. So there's these gorgeous light pinks, and we moved into purples, and then we went to blues, and the blues slowly, ever so slowly, turned into greens. And I love how much purple and blue there is, because those are really my my happy place with colors. And all the teals are fantastic. So yeah, so there is the whole mermaid line. And it makes me so happy to have these in these boxes, because I can put these on a shelf and I can see all the beautiful colors, That makes me excited. That is definitely, it brings me much joy to see all of the colors and to have a way to store these until I decide what I'm doing with them. That lets me see, oh, it's the tinsel. The tinsel's itching my head. That lets me see all of the fabulous colors, because that was the whole point. The whole point was all the different colors. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I think with that is all of the yarn. That's all of the sets. That's all of the full skeins. That's all the everything. And so now we can look at the final gift from Evertote, Roxy Floss Co., and Modern Folk Embroidery. So I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, because it's not very thick. Oh, there's another floss in there. I had wondered if this was a printing of the full chart all together, and it might be. The pieces might all fit on one piece of paper, but that's kind of what I'm thinking it might be. I would like to be surprised and find out that it's something completely different. So let's see. Haha, it might be something different, because this looks like this is a final piece. Okay, so here is our color for today. It's like a really, really pale celery green called Frosty Fern. So that is our last color. We have 25 colors. Our card today says, "That's it. The final part of the holiday countdown is here for you to enjoy. And today you're also receiving a free bonus chart as a gift from us." So it is a different chart. That's exciting. We want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking part in this project, for all of your support that you've given us this year, and for allowing us to do what we really love, providing you with stitchy stuff. Here's to a healthy, inspiring, creative, but overall awesome new year, and perhaps we'll even see you there. So that is, we have the final piece of the pattern there. And we apparently get a free chart, a free bonus. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, if you know me at all, you know I am in love with those flowers, first and foremost, but also the burbs. Dream of a Winter Garden. So those are like robins. And then sort of fractal style flowers. I am here for it. Here for it. Oh, and it uses colors that we just got. So smart. So smart. I love it. So it uses Holiday Punch, Polichinelle's, Marion Bright, Cindy Lou, Deep Dive, Tannenbaum, Pine and Dandy, Frosty Fern, and Creme Fraiche. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. And then that's the full chart. Oh my gosh. I just want to stitch these flowers forever. It's so good. It is so good. I wonder if it's meant to be stitched. I don't know that it says what fabric it's meant to be stitched on. Cannot be stitched exactly according to the symbols, as you will most likely not have enough floss left. Oh, okay. Use your chart as a starting point. Use your creativity to come up with alternative colors. Interesting. it might fit on the other side of the fabric. It's 141 by 101. I'd have to do the math, but yeah, that's really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. So, okay, that is a fantastic last gift from from this box. I mean, I've enjoyed seeing the pattern unfold, though I've mostly been watching other people unfold the pattern because I obviously am not on top of it. But I've enjoyed watching the main pattern unfold. But this as a final gift is really awesome. Since I haven't stitched the other one yet, part of me is like, maybe I want to stitch this first, and then I can fill in other random colors for the main design. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone who participated in who participated. Thank you very much, Caroline, and I believe her name is Carrie at Roxy Floss Co. and Jacob at Modern Book Embroidery. This has been a fantastic cross-stitch project. I'm sad I didn't have enough time to actually stitch it along with everybody else, but it has been an awesome, awesome thing. Thank you all for joining me every day. Well, on Patreon, joining me every day, and for those of you on YouTube, joining me as I posted the different days of this Holi-Vlog. It's been a really fun experience. I've enjoyed making the videos every day and posting them and chatting with you all and learning more about you as well. So yeah, this has been fantastic, and I'm kind of sad to see it go. Hopefully, I will have some other videos up within a week or so. We will see how next week goes. I have plans, but we know how plans go. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things that I want to get done. Almost always the amount of things I want to get done is way more than the amount of time I have it to get done in. But we will do our best. If I don't talk to you again before then, I hope you have a bright and happy new year. I'm looking forward to lots of fun things in the new year in 2023. I'll be updating you on those as they happen. And yeah, that's all I have for you right now. So I hope you're having the best holiday that's available to you. I hope you have a very bright and happy new year. I hope that you're treating yourself with kindness, even if the world isn't. And remember all the things and that you are enough. And I will see you again soon, hopefully. Bye, everyone.